Okay, so in this particular type of question, what we are supposed to do, the things are mentioned, number. Whenever there is a number presented in any of the question, all numbers are to be considered as real numbers. We have to assume like this. These are the assumption stated already. Figures, whenever there is a figure presented in any of the questions, so the position of points, angle, regions, etc. can be assumed to be in the order shown. Whatever is the order that has been shown, the same order is to be followed, and angle measures can be assumed to be positive. So all the angles are to be assumed as positive only. Line shown as straight line can be assumed to be the straight line. So as if they are drawing like this and it appears to be a straight line, then we have to assume that it is a straight line. Figures can be assumed to lie in a plane unless otherwise indicated. So if 2D figures are drawn, like circle and a square is drawn, so we can assume that both the figures are on the same plane. Okay, so they are to be assumed as the same. Figures that accompany questions are intended to provide information useful in answering the question. However, unless a note states that figure is drawn to scale, you should solve these problems not by estimating sizes or by measurement, but by using your knowledge of mathematics. So that means we are not supposed to assume the size, okay, any other thing, but we have to practically solve it. Now let us begin with the question. How we are supposed to answer any question? So obviously, as they say, each of these question will have 1 to 100. Consider two quantities, one in column A. So there will be two columns with each question, column A and column B. What we are supposed to do with the values of that? You are to compare the two quantities and choose. So we are actually to compare quantity in the column A and quantity in the column B, and then we have to answer. When we compare, then we have to answer accordingly as given in the option A. It says if the quantity in column A is greater. So by while assuming column A and column B, by seeing the value of column A and column B, if the value available in column A is greater than value available in column B, we'll have to answer option A. Similarly, vice versa, if the quantity available in column number B is greater than column number A, we'll have to answer option B. See, if the two quantities are equal, so if the quantity value in the column A and column B are equal, then we'll have to hit the option as C. D, if the relationship cannot be determined from the information given. So if we are not, the information is not that much provided to us so that we can decide upon that whether the column A's value is greater or whether the column B's value is greater. So in that case, when the relationship is not being able to established, we are supposed to answer as option number D. Okay, this is what we are supposed to do in these type of questions. So let us see the first question. They say, so column A, the value is 3/7, column B, the value is 9/49. So we are supposed to compare them. We can compare them by the first value is 3/7 and another one is 9/49. So if we try to make the first value a second, what we can do, we can multiply the denominator by 7 and the numerator by 7 also. To any ratio, if we multiply by the same number in the numerator and denominator both, then the fraction's original value doesn't change. So we can do this. So while we do this on the left hand side, so we get the values as 21/49, and on the right hand side I have 9/49. Okay, so the denominator becomes same. Now whosoever fraction will have larger numerator will be the greater value. So clearly the larger numerator is available with value in column number A, that is 29. So that's why the answer becomes what? That's why the answer becomes option available in uh, option A, that is quantity in column A is greater. So that becomes the right answer. Okay. Now let us see the other question. The other question says the same thing to be done in the second question also. They say, okay, now we are supposed to compare the values in column A and column B together. So value in column A is written as 2x plus 3y is equal to 3x plus 2y. This is the general information provided. 2x plus 3y is equal to 3x plus 2y. That is the general information provided. By seeing this information, we are supposed to find out the value of x and y. So let us solve this equation. So if we solve this equation, then 3x minus 2x, that 2x go on the other side and will be equal to 3y minus 2y. The 2y goes also on the other side. So this becomes x is equal to y. So clearly the information coming out of this is x is being equal to y. So x equal to y, that's what we are reaching to. So clearly option number C is right, which says the value in column A is equal to value in column B. This is what it is. Now let's go for the next question. Next question says the information provided to us is xy is greater than. That means the product of them is greater than 0. So product of any two numbers is greater than 0 in two cases. The first case is when both the numbers are positive numbers. Let's say 2 into 3. So that will be obviously greater than 0. Second case can be when both the numbers are negative numbers rather. Okay, so for example, -2 and -3. So these can be two cases possible. -2 and -3 will be greater than 0. That is 6 greater than 0. So The product of two numbers can be greater than 0 in only two cases. One, that both the numbers are positive, or both the numbers are negative. Okay, so we'll have to consider this, and let us verify option 1. Okay, column number A value is x minus y over x. Okay, if we simplify this, this comes out to be x by x is 1 minus y by x. So this is the value in column number A. What is the value in column number y? It is x minus y over y. So if we differentiate, it becomes 1, it becomes x by y minus 1. So clearly 1 minus y over x and x by y minus 1, this doesn't reach to any conclusion. Okay, this doesn't reach to any conclusion because we are not having the value of x and y with us. Had we have the values of x and y with us, then we could have easily answered the question. So clearly there is no relationship being established between the information provided in column A and B. So clearly the answer becomes last option, that is option number D. The relationship cannot be established. That becomes the right answer. Now, the next question says column number A has got value of root 21 plus root 15. So root 21 plus root 15 can be found out, and the other column we have just x. Again, there is no value of x provided to us, so clearly we cannot establish any relationship which is greater, that depends on what is the value of x. So clearly the answer becomes relationship cannot be determined because the value of x is missing. Now in the next question we have the information provided to us is x is greater than y is greater than 0. So this is the information with us. Now the first column says y minus x. Okay, whether y minus x is bigger or 0 is bigger. So this is what we are supposed to verify. Y minus x is bigger or 0 is bigger. So as they say y minus x. So when we have known that x is greater than y. So if x is greater than y, then obviously x minus y should be positive, should be greater than 0. But if you do y minus x, that will not be positive, that will rather be negative. So y minus x value will be actually a negative value. And on the column B, we have zeros. So 0 out of 0 and negative, which is greater? Obviously the 0 value, 0 is greater. So 0 is available in column number B. So that's why the answer becomes option B, which says value in the column B is greater. Now the question says we have to supposed to answer in the same way. Column A has got the area of circular region with circumference 16 pi. So let us find out the area of a circle who has got a circumference is 16 pi. Circumference of a circle is given as 2 pi r, and that's value is given 16 pi. So if you find out, pi gets cancelled, so it is 2r is equal to 16, which gives us r value as 4. So we are supposed to find area. So area becomes, area of a circle is given by pi r square. So if we keep things in pi only, the area becomes pi into 4 square, that is nothing but 16 pi. So that is the area of the circle, comes out to be pi r square, so 16 pi. Okay, rather r value was 8. Okay, because 2r was 16, so r value was 8. So with r value as 8, we are supposed to do it pi into 8 square. 8 square is always 64. So it's not 64 pi, it's rather 64 pi. So that is the area of circle come out in the column number A. Let us see the column number B as well, where they say the circumference of a circular region with area 16 pi. So we have to find out circumference, where the area is given as 16 pi. So area is 16 pi. Area of a circle is always given by pi r square. So that is equal to 16 pi. This gets the pi and pi gets cancelled. R square comes out to be 16. So R value here is coming as 4. Now with this R value of 4, we are supposed to find out the circumference. Circumference of a circle is given by 2 pi r. So 2 into pi remains as it is, into R value is 4. So that becomes how much? That becomes 8 pi. So on the column B, we are getting the value as 8 pi. On the column A, where we are getting the value of 64 pi, which is bigger? Obviously 64 pi is bigger. So that is the option A. The quantity in the column A is greater, becomes the right answer. Now the question says column A and column B. Before that, there's information provided. X value is less than 4 and greater than 3. That is the information provided, and y is equal to 5. So this is the information common to both the columns value. Column A has got the value as x by y. Okay, so now x can be anything between 3 and 4, as they stated. So let's take two cases, one the minimum one and one the maximum one. So let's, that x has to be somewhere between 3 and 4. Let's take the case of 3.1 as x. Okay, the first case is 3.1. So 3.1, y value is 5. So if you find out 3.1 divided by 5, that is equal to 0.62. Okay, let us take the maximum case of x as well, where we can have, as it is to be between 3 and 4. So let's take the maximum 3.9 out of 5. 3.9 out of 5, if we solve, that comes out closely to 7.2. 8. Okay, so 0.62 is the minimum value of x by y, and 7.8 can be the maximum value of x by y when x and y have considered to be in the natural numbers. Now let us find out the value on the other side. Can we have some establishment? The value on the other side is exactly 0.7. So now on the left hand side we are getting a lesser value of zero point 0.7 as well, and a higher value of zero point 0.7 as zero point 0.7 as well. So it is a difficult thing to decide that which term will be bigger, whether rather this is 0.78, whether the value in the column A is greater or the value in the column B is greater, because while keeping the x value as minimum, we are getting the lesser value than column B, and while keeping the x value as maximum, we are getting the more value of column B as well. So clearly, we are not in a condition to establish the connection with the information provided, and this is where we hit the option D. Relationship cannot be determined from the information given. Now, let's have another question. The question says, discount of 10% on the original selling price of an item reduces the price to 720. That means selling price minus discount is actually equal to 720, where the discount is set to be 10%. So we can write selling price minus 10% of selling price. Okay, selling price minus 10% of selling price is 720. Selling price minus 10% of selling price is nothing but 90% of selling price. Okay, discount on the 10% on the original selling price of an item. Okay, so 90% of selling price is 720. This is what we can get. So clearly we can get the selling price value. Selling price value will be 720 into 100 divided by 90. If we solve this, 0 cuts 9, 0 cuts 0, 9 8 is 72. So it has to be 800. So the selling price value is already with us, 800. Now let us find out the first column. The first column says original selling price of the item, that we have already calculated to be 800 rupees. Let's see column B, rupees 1200. So which is bigger? Obviously the value of column B is greater 1200. So obviously option number B becomes the right answer, which says quantity in column B is greater than quantity in column A. Now the next question is, if item X costs twice as much as item Z and item Y costs 30 more than half the cost of item Z. So let's frame this information first. The first sentence is X costs twice as much as Z. So that has to be X is equal to twice of Z. That is the first information. Then Y costs 30 more than half the cost of Z. So let us make half the cost of Z, that is Z by 2. 30 more than this, so add 30 to it, and this will be equal to Y. That's what they said. Y cost 30 more than half the cost of Z. So these are the two connections. So clearly we can frame the X in terms of we can frame Y in terms of X also, and we can frame any order out of them, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so let us see the question first. The column number A says the cost of item X. So cost of item X is already given with us, is 2Z. So on the left hand side we have got 2Z as the value. Cost of item X, let's say, is 2Z. Now, let's see what is happening in the other column. Other column says the cost of item Y. So cost of item Y is Z by 2 plus 30. Now we have to, in a state to decide, we have to decide whether 2Z is bigger or Z by 2 plus 30 is bigger. So clearly this cannot be answered because the value of Z is missing. Okay, unless and until they give us the value of Z, we cannot find out whether the 2Z is bigger or whether the Z by 2 plus 30 is bigger. So clearly the answer becomes option number D, because the relationship cannot be established. Now, let's see the question. The question says, for all integers x and y, let x at the rate y be defined as this. So, what they mean to say, whenever there will be a symbol at the rate between x and y, we have to understand mathematically as this expression. That means x at the rate y has to be understood as minus of x plus y. So wheresoever between two numbers we find this at the rate sign, we have to deal with those numbers in this fashion, as in right hand side. So let us see the option. So column A has got a value of 3 at the rate minus 4. Okay, so if 3 at the rate minus 4 to be expressed as this method, then this becomes minus outside value of x is 3 plus value of y, that is minus 4. So this is how it is taken. Now let us solve this. This becomes minus outside 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4 is minus 1. So minus of minus 1 becomes positive 1. So column A's final value is positive 1. Let's see the column B's final value. Column B has status 3 minus 4, and 3 minus 4 value is simply minus 1. So we have to compare between 1 and minus 1, which is bigger. So clearly 1 is greater than minus 1. So that's what we are supposed to answer. The value in column A is greater. That is option number A is right. Now the question says, Column A has got a value of 0.4, column B has got a value of under root 0.4. These are the two values that we are getting. So clearly 0.4 and under root 0.4, if we compare, so clearly 0.4 value will be bigger. This doesn't need any explanation because under root of any number actually makes it lesser than that number. So clearly 0.4 is a greater number. So that is available in option number A is greater. Okay, the question says a rectangular textbook page measures 8.5 by inches by 11 inches. So that is the size of a page is given. So this is how we can take it as, okay, length into breadth. So the length value is 8.5 and breadth value is 11. So this is how the dimension of the page has been defined. This is the page size. The page is partitioned into rectangular spaces, each of 1 by 12 inch by 1 by 8 inch. So they are to be creating the rectangular partitions. As in a chess box there are rectangular partitions created, so they are supposed to create a rectangular partition like this. Okay, this is how the rectangular partitions to be created, and dimension of each such partition has been given as 1 by 12 to 1 by 8. So 1 by 12 is the length and 1 by 8 is the breadth. That is the dimension of each such box is given to us. Each such box is given to us like that. Then let's see what we are supposed to find out. We are supposed to find out the column number A and column number B. We have to compare. So this is what was column A. Okay, and let's see the column B is, this is what was available in the column A, that the information provided is this: page is partitioned into, okay, so this is the information provided. Column A's value is number of such spaces on the textbook page. So we are supposed to find out how many such spaces can be created. So how many such spaces can be created? That can be found out by just dividing the whole area of the bigger page, then dividing it by the each small squares or each small rectangular's area. So number of such spaces can be found out by the area of page divided by area of each square, each rectangular, small rectangle. Okay, this is how we are supposed to find out. Area of a rectangle is always given by length into breadth. So area of the bigger page is clearly 8.5. 8.5 can be understood as 8 to just 16 plus 1. Converting mixed fraction into simple fraction, 8 to just 16 plus 1. So it is 17 by 2 multiplied by, that is the length, breadth is 11, so into 11, divided by area of each rectangle. So area of each rectangle, length of each rectangle is 1 by 12 into breadth of each rectangle is 1 by 8. So this is what will be the total number of spaces. Okay, if we solve this further, this comes out to be 17 by 2 into 11 and divided by 1, and in the multiply comes out to be 12 into 8 divided by 1 into 1. Okay, so if we solve this further, this actually comes out to be 17 into 11 into 48. So that is the value of column number A, 17 into 11 into 48. Okay, let us verify the column number B. Column number B value is already given to be 7 into 11 into 48. So column number A, we have found out the total number of pages as 17 into 48. Column number B itself is giving 17 into 11 into 48. So clearly both the information, both the column A and column B values are equal, and this is available in option number C, which says both the two quantities are equal. So that is the right answer, option number C. Now let's see 13th. What are they saying? Column A says 7 into 20 plus 1 into 4. Let us solve the column A value. 7 into 20. 7 into 20 is nothing but 140. As we apply the broad mass, so clearly bracket has to be solved first. So we are solving the bracket, the value inside the bracket. Value inside the bracket is 20 into 7 plus another value inside the bracket is 1 into 4. So that is 4. Now when the brackets are resolved, now we are supposed to add them. So it becomes 140 plus 4, which is nothing but 144. So value on the column A is come out to be 144. Let us find out the value on column B. The values are under bracket, it is written as 7 into 25 minus 1. So if you solve the bracket value, 25 into 7 gives us 175. 175 minus 1 comes out to be 174. So value on the column B comes out to be 174. So we are supposed to find out which is bigger. So obviously the value in column B is greater. So that is nothing but option number B becomes the right answer. Now let us see the another question. They say the expression is given as 4 by 1.2 is equal to n by 0.9. So clearly we can easily find out the n value, because in the column A we are supposed to find out n only. So if we find out, we can obviously do the cross multiplication. That gives us n into 1.2. We are doing the cross multiplication, is equal to 4 into zero point 0.9. This is what it is giving us. So clearly n value comes out to be 4 into zero point 0.9 divided by 1.2. Okay, if we remove the decimals, it comes out to be 4 into 9 by 12. We have removed the decimal. We have shifted the decimal one place in the numerator also, and one place right on the denominator also. So no multiply or no divide is more required. Now 4 into 9 by 12, this is what's supposed to answer. So clearly we can cut the numbers also. So 3 3 ja 9, 3 4 ja 12, 4 and 4 gets cut. So the value comes out to be 3. So the n value comes out to be 3, and that is the column A's value as well. Okay, if you compare A and B like this, A is nothing but n. So n value has come out to be 3 for us. What is there on the column B side? It is 3.7. So which is greater? Obviously, call value available, quantity available in column number B is greater. 3.7 is greater. So hit the option called as option B. Okay, that is the right answer. Now, we are supposed to compare column A and column B again. Column B has got an expression as 2 by 3 plus 2 by 3. If we solve this, 3 being the LCM, so it is 2 plus 2, that is 4 by 3. So that is the value on the left hand side. Let us find out the value on the right hand side. That is column A. This was column B. Column A has given us expression 2 by 3 into 2 by 3. So if we multiply two fractions, the numerator and numerator gets multiplied, denominator and denominator gets multiplied. So it becomes 4 by 9. So if you compare both the informations, 4 by 3, 4 by 9, which is bigger? Both the fractions have got the numerator as same. So whosoever's fractions denominator will be lesser will be a higher value, because if the denominator reduces, then the fraction increases. So whichever fraction out of them, or but we can do one more thing, we can make the denominators also equal, then we can compare in the same way, but already the numerators are itself equal. So 4 by 3, 4 by 9, which term will be greater? 4 by 3 will be greater, because the denominator of the 4 by 3 is lesser than denominator of the 4 by 9. 3 is lesser than 9. So clearly fraction number A will be having, fraction available in column number A will be having the higher value. So that's what is the answer. Option in the quantity in option A is greater. So that is A answer is right. Now, the next is says column A and column B. So first of all, we have got some common information, x equal to y and y is equal to z. So by this, we can find out that x equal to y equal to z. All the values of three variables is actually equal, is the same. Now, on the column A, he is asking x plus 1. And on the column B, he is asking what? Z minus 1. Okay, so clearly x and z are same. So column A can be just written as x plus 1 and column B can be written as x minus 1, because x and z are actually same as per the common information provided. So which will be bigger, x plus 1 or x minus 1? That's what we are supposed to compare, x plus 1 or x minus 1, which will be bigger. So obviously, if something is added to x, that will be high, that will be having higher value than something is subtracted from x. So then the subtraction value is same, that is 1 to be added, 1 to be subtracted. So clearly x plus 1 will be having higher value. So that is the right answer, option number A. Now the next question says, if checks of rupees 4,550 and rupees X are deducted from a bank account that has a balance of 8,000 rupees, then 3,000 rupees, 3,050 of the balance will be left. What are they saying? There were, in all, there were 8,000 rupees in the bank. Then two checks, one of 4,550 and one of rupees X, is deducted. So if they are deducted, they have to be get subtracted from the original amount. So 8,000 minus 4,550 minus X also deducted. And then whatever is the balance, that balance they have already mentioned, that is 3,050. So this is how the numbers are related and the X is related. Okay, so by this, obviously, we can find out the X value. So if we solve this further, so X comes out to be 8,000 minus 8,000 minus 4,550 minus 3,050. So if we solve this further, it actually comes out to be 400 rupees. So if we compare the column A and compare the column B, column A has got value of X that we have already calculated to be 400. Value of column B is given as 45. So which is bigger? Obviously, value in column number A is greater than the column number B's value. So clearly, we're going to hit the answer as option A is greater. Now, 18th, what are they saying? The common information provided to us is n is greater than 0. This is the common information, that is n is always will be a positive number. We have to take n as positive number. Okay. Then on the left hand side is given as n square plus 2 divided by n, that is given on the left hand side. Okay. If we solve this, then we can divide both the numerator by n. So it becomes n square by n plus 2 by n as well, which is nothing but n square by n will be nothing but n only plus 2 by n. So this is on the left hand side, n plus 2 by n. Okay. If we compare the right hand side, the right hand side value is n plus 1 by n. The column value is n plus 1 by n. So we have got two things to be compared, n plus 2 by n and n plus 1 by n. So if we compare these two things, to n and n are common in both the terms, so that can be neglected. So ultimately we have to compare two things, 2 by n and 1 by n. So obviously whatever remains the n value, but if n is positive, then 2 by n is actually twice of 1 by n. 2 by n is actually twice of 1 by n. So clearly if you are doing twice of something, so that value will be greater. So clearly the twice value will be higher than the single time value. So obviously 2 by n is greater than 1 by n. This could be explained by giving some example also, keeping n value as 1, keeping n value as 10 also. Then also leads to the same conclusion, that 2 by n is greater than 1 by n. So option A is right, which says column value available in the quantity column A is greater. So that is the right answer. Now, the column A has got number of minutes in Y weeks. So number of minutes in Y week can be understood as, so first of all, for finding out minute, one day has got 24 hours, and 1 hour has got 60 minutes, and 1 week has got 7 days. So this is how we are supposed to compare. So column A has got the information as number of minutes in Y weeks. So column A is saying number of minutes in Y weeks. So if 1 week has 7 days, then Y weeks will have how many days? 7Y. Okay. If 1 week has 7 days, then Y week will have how many days? That is obviously 7Y. So it becomes 7Y. That is the Y weeks. And we are supposed to find out number of minutes. So 7Y weeks. So there are 7Y days. 1 week is equal to 7 days. Then Y week will have 7Y days. Okay. Now each day has got 24 hours. So 7Y days will have 7Y into 24 hours. Each hour has got 60 minutes. So 24 hour will have 24 into 60 minutes. So by solving this, we're going to get the minute value in Y weeks. That is the column number A. What is the column B? Column B says the number of hours in 60Y weeks. Number of hours in 60Y weeks. So first of all, we need to find out number of days. So Y week, 1 week has 7 days. So Y week is having 7Y days. So 60Y weeks will be having how many days? So 60Y weeks will be having 60 into 7Y days. So that is nothing but 60 into 7Y. So these are the total number of days with us. We are supposed to find out number of hours. So one day has got 24 hours. So 60 into 7y will have 60 into 7y into 24 hours. So this is what is the value achieved on the right hand side. So if you have a closer look at both the numbers, they are actually same. 7y, 60, 60, 24, 24. So both the column values are actually same. So that's why the answer becomes column value are equal. So option C is right. Values in both the quantities are equal. Now the question number 20 says column A, ratio of the circumference of the to the diameter of a circle has radius 6. Okay, we are supposed to find out the ratio of circumference. So circumference value of a circle is always given as 2 pi r. So we have to find out the ratio of circumference to diameter. So that is diameter of any particular expression, any particular circle is given as twice of radius. So we have to find out the ratio of 2 pi r is to 2r. So we, without having to know the value of also, if we put the radius value as 6 also, then also that will get cut. We have to find out the circumference and diameter ratio. So column A value becomes 2 pi r divided by 2r. So clearly 2 and 2 gets cancelled. R and R get cancelled. So ultimately we are having the value as pi. Whatever is the R value, that doesn't matter because that is getting cancelled. Now if we see the column B value, column B had ratio of circumference to the diameter of a circle that has radius 6.5. Okay, now if you again do this, so ratio of circumference to the diameter, that will again be circumference is 2 pi r, diameter will be 2r. So it doesn't matter what is the r's value, because that is ultimately getting cancelled. 2 is getting cancelled, so you are again getting the value of pi. So that means ratio of circumference to diameter remains same, even if whatever is the value of radius, both the quantities are actually equal. So that is nothing but option C is the right answer. Now, in the next question, they are asking 8 to the power 6 and 4 to the power 9. We are supposed to compare this. So let us find out 8 to the power 6. So what we can do to compare it easily, we can convert all the things in terms of either we can solve these values 8 to the power 6, or we can simplify both the numbers in the powers of 2. So 8 is nothing but 2 to the power 3. So over 6, that is the value, which can be written as 2 to the power 3 6 ja 18, because if you get a power over a power, the powers get multiplied. So 6 3 ja 18. So 2 to the power 18 is the final value on the left hand side on the column A. On the column B, 4 can be expressed as 2 square. So 2 square over 9, that's what it becomes. Powers get multiplied, 9 into 2 18. So 2 to the power 18 also available in the column number B. So clearly values of column A and column B are actually equal. So we are supposed to hit the option as option C. That is the right answer. Now, if we see the next question, they are asking column A is given as x to the power m divided by x to the power 3, which can be simply written as when the 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 basic number is same and the exponent are different, and the numbers are in the form of a fraction, then the power of denominator comes in negative sign with the power of numerator. So this ultimately becomes x to the power m minus 3 mathematically. Now, what is happening in the column B? They are saying x to the power m by 3. So clearly x to the power m by 3 is a different value and x to the power m minus 3 is a different value. So which one will be bigger? That cannot be found out because the value of m is missing. M minus 3 is greater or m by 3 is greater. That can be only found out when we have the value of m with us. That is not given in our question. So clearly no relationship can be established between these two things. So answer is option number D, relationship cannot be established. Now, the next question says the greatest prime factor of 2 to the power 4 whole square minus 1. Okay, the greatest prime factor. So let us solve the value of column A first. 2 to the power 4 whole square minus 1. 2 to the power 4 is actually 16. So 16 square minus 1. 16 square is 256. So it is 256 minus 1. That is 255. So we have to find out the greatest prime factor of 255. So for that, we need to do the prime factorization of 255. If we do the prime factorization, so we are supposed to cut this by some number. So how we can cut this number? Okay, if we do the factorization, let us try with 2. 2 cannot cut. Let us try with 3. 3, yes, 3 can cut it. 3 8 ja 24. Okay, 3 8 ja 24. 1 3 5 ja 15, 85. Then we can cut it by 5, which comes out to be 17, and then we can cut it by 70, which comes out to be 1. So the prime factors are the factors are 3 into 5 into 70. These are the three factors of 255. He has asked for greatest prime factor. So which is greater? Obviously all these three numbers are prime numbers. Which is the greatest out of them? That is 17. So the final value for column number A is 17. Now let us see what is the value in the column B. They have just mentioned 17. So 17 and 17 are equal. So obviously the quantities of column A and column B are equal. So the right answer becomes option number C. Now let's see the next one. The average arithmetic mean of 15, 16 and 180. Other side is something else. So let us solve the first side. Average of 15, 16 and 18. Average of any number is given by sum of those numbers divided by total number of numbers. How many numbers are there? There are 3. So if we solve this, okay, the average of all 3, then we can obviously find out. So it is 15 plus 16, 31. 31 plus 180 has to be 212, 211 by 3. If we solve this in terms of decimal numbers, so 211 by 3 is somewhere close to 3 7 ja 21, and then we have 1 left, so 3 7 3 ja 99 7, then we can have 10 as a 3 3 ja 9, so it will be somewhere approximately 73. And if we compare the B side has got what? Average of 57, 58 and 60. So we are supposed to find out average of 57 plus 58 plus 60 divided by 3. So if we do this, so it will be somewhere close to 58 point something, because the average is always close to mid value. Okay, if it's not always, but yes, the numbers are very much closer. So average will be somewhere between 57 and 60 only. So that it will be somewhere between 57. Average of this thing will be between 57 and 60 only. So which is bigger? Obviously the left hand side value is bigger, because the left hand side value is 73 and the right hand side value is somewhere between 57 and 60 only. So clearly the column A's value is higher than the column B's value. So that's what becomes the answer, option number A. Now the question says there is a common information provided, x plus 3 is equal to 23. That is the common information provided. 24 minus y is equal to 3. These are the two things given to us. So and we have what we are supposed to compare in column number A and B, x and y. These two things are to be compared. So clearly we are supposed to solve the value. So if we solve the first equation, then x is equal to 23 minus 3, which is 20, and y is equal to how much? 24 minus y is 3. So y is equal to, obviously y goes on the other side, so 3 comes on this side. So that is 24 minus 3 is equal to 21. So x value is 20, y value is 21. Which is bigger? Obviously the value in column B, that is y, is bigger. So answer becomes option B, that value of quantity available in column number B is greater. So that becomes the right answer. Okay, so the question says column A has got value as 2n, column B has got value as 16. Before that, we have been provided an information 12 is 2 by 3 of n. Okay, by this we can find out the n value. How? 12 is equal to 2 by 3 into n. And if we solve for n, then n becomes how much? 3 by 2 into 12. That is nothing but 3, 2 cuts 12 as 6, 6 3 is 18. So n value has come out to be 18. Column number A has got a value of 2n. So 2 into 18 will be 36 on column A. Column B has got a value of a 16. So which is greater? Obviously, value in the quantity A and the column A is greater. So obviously the answer becomes option A. Now, in this question, what they are saying, column A and column B. Okay, column A has got a mathematical expression to solve. Let us solve this expression. This can be 11 minus 12 plus 13 minus 14. If we solve this further, 11 minus 12 is minus 1. 13 minus 14 is also minus 1, and there is a plus 1 in between. So it actually becomes minus 1 minus 1. Okay, so 11 minus 12 minus 1 plus 13 will be 12. 12 minus 14 will be nothing but minus 2. So that is the value in column A. Let's see, the value of column B is nothing but 2 into minus 1. 2 into minus 1 is actually minus 2. So we can see that value of both the columns A and B is actually same. So quantity in column A and B both are equal. So that is option number C becomes the right answer. Okay, let us see the next one. 28. 28 says cost per gram of carrots if 3 cans of carrot cost rupees 9. Okay, 3 cans of carrot cost rupees 9. This is what is information provided. So one can has got will be having a cost of 9 by 3, that is 3 rupees. Okay, so one can will be having the price of 3 rupees. That is what is happening in column A. Then the cost, we are supposed to find out cost per gram of 3 cans of carrots. Okay, so now there is no connection between gram and can. There is no connection given. How much is how much is what is the weight carried by carrot in one can? That is not given. No connection of gram and cans are given. Only the connection between cans and rupees is given. So clearly column A doesn't suggest any final value. Let us see column B. Cost per gram of onion. If 5 cans of onion cost 15 rupees, 5 cans is equal to 15 rupees. So clearly the connection between cans and rupees is given. They're asking for cost per gram. So there has to be a connection between gram and can, or the connection between gram and rupees, but that is not there. That is not given, not provided. So clearly we cannot establish any relation because all the things are not given clearly. So that's why the option becomes option D. Information is not sufficient. Okay. The question is column A has got a mathematical expression, B also has got a mathematical expression. Let us solve it. Column A has got an expression as 8 plus 6 into 1 by 14, that is nothing but 6.14. 6 by 14 can be simplified as 2 3 ja 6, 2 7 ja 40. So it has to be 8 plus 3 by 7. Okay, that's what it is, 8 plus 3 by 7. And what is happening in column B? It is directly given as 8 plus 3 by 7. So what is which is greater? Nobody is greater, rather they are actually equal. So that's why option C is the right answer if the two quantities are equal. Okay. Now let's go for the next one. Next says column A has got a value 6 by 7, column B has got a value 5 by 6. Let us compare 6 by 7 and 5 by 6. We can do them by LCM method also. We can do them by finding out the exact value. If you find out the exact value of 6 by 7, that comes out to be 8, rather that is coming out to be 0.843. Okay, that is the rather the actual value, rather it's not 0.843, rather it is 0.86. That is the value of 6 by 7. If we calculate the value of 5 by 6, that comes out exactly as 0.83. So if we compare these two quantities, 8.86 and 0.83, clearly 0.86 is greater. So that's why the answer becomes option number A, that quantity available in first column is greater. Now the question says the common information provided is r is greater than 0, that is r is to be taken as all positive number. Okay, the first says the area of a square region with side r. So area of a square is always given by side square. So they are saying area of a square with side r, so the area is r square, clearly that is in column number A. What is in column B? They're saying the area of a circular region with radius r. So a circle has got an area of pi r square. Okay, so when the radius is r itself, so the area becomes pi r square. Now we are supposed to compare which is greater, r square is greater or pi r square is greater. Since r is a positive value, even if r would have been a negative value, that is not possible because the dimension cannot be negative. So anyhow, out of r square and pi r square, obviously pi r square will be greater because there is a factor of pi getting multiplied with r square. So everything you multiply makes it greater, and obviously the value of pi also is greater than 1, that is 22 by 7. Had this been lesser than 1, the value would have been shorter, but the value of pi is greater than 1, so obviously the producting it with r square will make it bigger more. So clearly pi r square is greater than r square, so that is option number B, that quantity in column B is greater. Now he says the common fraction given as 1 by x equal to 3, which can easily give us the value of x. X can be nothing but 1 by 3. Okay, so that is the common information that is there with us. Let us check the information in column A. Column A has got x. X value we have already found out as 1 by 3. Column B is given as giving value as 1. So which is out of 1 by 3 and 1 is greater? Obviously 1 is greater than 1 by 3. So that is right answer become option number B, that quantity in column B is greater. Now, there is a common information provided. A certain car covers 24 kilometer in 1 liter of petrol for city driving, which is 60% of the number of kilometer per liter of petrol the car gets for highway driving. So the mileage has been compared in the common information provided. Let us compare the mileage, city mileage and highway mileage. Okay, city mileage and highway mileage. City mileage is 24 kilometer per liter. Okay, in 1 liter it goes 24, so 24 kilometer per liter. That is the city mileage. What is the highway mileage? He's saying which is 60% of the kilometer per liter of the petrol from highway. So that means he's saying 24 kilometer per liter is actually 60% of the highway mileage. So let's say the highway mileage is assigned as H. Okay, so we are supposed to find out H. So 24 is equal to 60 by 100 of H. So where we can get the H value as 100 into 24 by 60. If we solve this, this can be cut like this: 6 4 ja 24. It comes out to be 40. So clearly the highway mileage comes out to be 40 kilometer in a liter it goes. So these are the mileages we have compared. These will be used while solving the questions in while solving the quantity value in the column A and column B. Quantity value in the column A and column B. So what is there in column A? Let us see. The column A says number of liters of petrol used to drive this car is 30 kilometer in the city. Okay, number of how much petrol to be consumed when the car is driven in the city for 30 kilometers. So clearly we know the in 1 liter it goes 24 kilometer. So there we are supposed to find out how much liter, let's say X liter will be consumed for driving it 30 kilometer. That is the question. So clearly the ratio can be used here. Okay. X by 1 in terms of petrol is actually 30 by 24. Okay. X by 1 is 30 by 24, which gives the X value as, if we cut this like that, okay, 24 by 30 is nothing but 5 by 6, rather 6 by 5. 6 5 is 30 and 6 4 is 5 by 4. So the 5 by 4 value is actually 1.2, 1.2. So that's what is the value of petrol. That is 1.2 liters of petrol will be consumed while driving for 30 kilometers in the city. So the value is 1.2 liter. Let us see the column B. Column B is asking number of liter of petrol used to drive this car 45 kilometer on the highway. So we just found out the average mileage of highway, that is 40 kilometer per liter. So in 1 liter the car on the highway goes 40 kilometer. Okay, now we are supposed to find out on the highway how much petrol will be used for covering 45 kilometers. So for how much liter, let us say y. So let's say y liter will be consumed for covering 45 kilometer on the highway. So now again the same ratio is set up. So y by 1 in terms of petrol is equal to 45 by 40 in terms of kilometers. So that is nothing but 5 9 ja 45, 5 8 ja 40. So y value comes out to be 9 by 8. 9 by 8 if we solve, 8 1 ja 8, remains 1. So that is nothing but 1.2125. So the value is 1.125 liter, and on the left hand side the value is 1.2 liter. So which is bigger? Obviously the value on the column A is bigger. 1.2 is obviously greater than 1.125. So that is the right answer. Value in the quantity A is higher. Now the question says column A, column B. Okay, column A is to be solved 5 into 2 plus 2 plus 5. So obviously we can solve this. 5 into bracket first, 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 5. That's what we are supposed to solve. And this 5 has to multiply both the expressions. So it has become 5, 5 plus 4, 9. 9 into 5 is 45. So the value in the column A is 45. Value in column B is how much? Is already given out to be 50. So clearly quantity in B is greater than quantity in A. So answer becomes option B. That is the right answer. Okay, let us go further. 35. Okay, so the question is asked. Let us see the common information first. The common information is J minus K is equal to 2 and K minus 6 is equal to 4. So while using this K minus 6 is equal to 4, we can get the K's value. K's value comes out to be 4 plus 6. 10, and then we can put back this value in the first expression to get the J value. So it is J minus 10 in place of K is equal to 2. So J value comes out to be 10 plus 2, 12. So J value and K value are there with us, 12 and 10. So column A and column B, that's what we are supposed to see. In column B, there is a value of J. So value of J is nothing but 12. And on the column B, there is a value of 10. So which is bigger than A and B? So obviously A is bigger. So answer is available in option number A, that quantity of column A is greater. Now the question is Ravi's salary which is greater than 1 lakh is 75% of Sudha's salaries. So let us establish the connection. Ravi's salary is 75% of Sudha's salaries. Ravi's salary, which is greater than 1 lakh, is 75% of Sudha's salary. So Ravi's salary is 75% of Sudha's salary. So we can establish the connection between Sudha's salary and Ravi's salary. So Ravi's salary is 75 by 100 into Sudha's salary. So obviously Sudha's salary will be, let's send this 100 here. So that is 100 by 75 of Ravi's salary. That is the first connection we have established, Sudha and Ravi. Now, then they are saying Tej's salary is 80% of Ravi's salaries. Tej's salary is 80 by 100 of Ravi's salary. Okay, so now we have got the salaries of Sudha and Tej both in terms of the salary of Ravi. So the things can be compared. Okay, now the first column says Sudha's salaries and the second column says Tej's salary. So clearly we are supposed to compare between 100 by 75 of R and 80 by 100 of R. Okay, so if we solve this further, the 100 by 75 of R and 80 by 100 of R, then 100 by 75 can be written as this is 25 4 ja and 25 3 ja. 4 by 3, that is nothing but 1.33. So column A has got value as 1.33. What has got column B? So 80 by 100. So 24 ja 80, 25 ja 100. So it is 4 by 5. 4 by 5 value is actually equal to 0.8. So which value is bigger? Obviously option A is right because the quantity available in column A is greater than the quantity available in column B. So option A is the right answer. Now let us see the next question. Column A, column B. Column A has got a value of x is equal to 5 by 3 into 0.6. So let us find out 5 by 3 into 0.6. 0.6 can be written as 6 by 10. So if we solve this, This is nothing but 30 divided by 30, that is equal to 1. So that is the column A content. What is there in the column B? Column B is itself giving the value as 1. So 1 and 1 are actually equal. So that's why the quantities of the both the columns are actually equal. So option C is the right answer. Now they're asking, on a trip, Maya drove 200 kilometers in 5 hours using gasoline that cost rupees 14.90 per liter. So the information provided is total distance covered 200 kilometers, total time taken is 5 hours, and mileage of his car which is on gasoline, that the mileage of gasoline that is also given is given as 14.9 per liter. That means 49.9 rupees is consumed in 1 liter. Okay, is rupees 14.90 per liter, cost rupees 49.0 per liter. That means it's not actually the mileage, it is the rate of gasoline. Okay, rate of gasoline is rupees, for buying 1 liter of gasoline they have to spend 14.9 rupees. Okay, these are the three things given. Now the first column asks Maya's average speed for the trip in kilometer per hour. So we are supposed to find out the Maya's average speed in the trip of in kilometer per hour. So clearly Maya has drove 200 kilometer in 5 hours. So the average speed is 200 divided by 5, that is 40 kilometer uh, per hour. That is the average speed that is available in column number A. What is there in column number B? Maya's gas mileage for trip in kilometer per hour. Okay, so mileage in kilometer per hour, that is the thing. Kilometer per liter rather we have to answer. But the thing is that the rate of gasoline is given. 1 liter of gasoline costs rupees 14.9. Okay, that is given. But how much does a car cover which is based on gasoline in a liter, that is not mentioned. The connection between kilometer and liter is not mentioned. Rather, the connection between rupees and kilometer is also not mentioned. That for driving this many kilometer, this many rupees of petrol is consumed. This is also not given. And for riding this much kilometer, this much liter petrol is consumed. That connection is also missing. Only the speed, distance, and time is given, and the cost of gasoline is given. But how much does a car cover in 1 liter of petrol or in 14.9 rupees is not given. So clearly we can understand that there is no connection that can be set up, and the value of B is cannot be found out. So clearly when it is not found out, so connection also cannot be set up. So that is why option D is the right answer, that the relationship cannot be determined. Now the question says column A and column B. Okay, this is extended till here. So if we solve under root 100 plus 36, okay, under root 100 plus 36, if we solve, this is going to be column A and this is going to be column B. That is nothing but 136. If we solve under root 136, that is somewhere close to 11.67. That is the final value. If we see column B, there is a direct value of 16 is given. So who out of them is greater? Obviously column B value is always greater. We could have done it the other way also. 16 square would have been 256, but here the square value is 136 only. So obviously column B would have been the greater value. So quantity in column B is greater. That becomes the right answer. Now the question says arithmetic mean of 12 and 20 is equal to the average of 15 and x. Okay, that is the total value given. So they are saying average of 12 and 20. So 12 plus 20 by 2, that is how the average is found out. Sum of all divided by total number. So 12 plus 20 divided by 2, that is nothing but 32 divided by 2, which is nothing but 16. So that is the average of first two numbers, and they are saying this average is equal to average of 15 and x. So that means 15 plus x by 2 will always also be 16. So if we solve this, then we can obviously find out the x value. So 15 plus x by 2 is 16. So 2 goes on this side, so it becomes 15 plus x is equal to 32, which can find out the value of x. X is equal to 32 minus 15, which is nothing but 17. X value is coming out to be 17. Okay, that is the final value of x coming out. Now we are supposed to compare the column A and column B. Column A is getting the x, that is nothing but 17. Column B is getting 16. So which is greater? Value available in column number A is greater than 16. So that is the right answer. Option A is the right answer. Value in column A is greater. Now the question is total surface area of a cube C equals 150. So let us find out the formula for total surface area, TSA of a cube. Total surface area of a cube is always given by a formula 6a square, because there are 6 surfaces, 6 square surfaces, 6a square. Okay, and this value is given out to be 150 for us. So let us find out the a square value will be 150 by 6, that is nothing but 25, which will give us rather a square is equal to 25. So a value will be nothing but root 25, which is nothing but 5. Okay, so the value of the side value of the side is 5. That could be any unit, that could be centimeter, meter, or anything. Okay, so 5 unit is the size, 5 unit is the side, is the measure of one side or one edge of a cube. Now what they're asking, length of one edge of a cube C, that is in column B. So column A has got a value of 5, column B has got a value of length of one edge of a cube C is, okay, that is the column A, and on the right side the value given as 4.5. So we have to compare 5 and 4.5. Obviously 5 is greater than 4.5, so value available in quantity number A is greater, so that is option A becomes the right answer. Now they are saying column A has got a value of x plus 32y, x plus 32y, and column B has got a value of 32x plus y, and we are supposed to find out the connection between these two, x plus 32y and 32x plus y. There can be no connection established, reason being, unless and until the value of x and y provided, we cannot conclude to the final number of this expression. And obviously in the same way on the right hand side also in column number B, we cannot conclude to the final number of this expression. So clearly no relationship can be established unless and until the value of x is given. So the value of x and y is given. So that's why the answer is no relationship can be established. That is the right answer. Okay, so the question is, column A has got a value of A, B. So we can understand that there can be two quantities A and B, and column A is suggesting the product of A and B. So A into B. So value of A and B is not known, but there is a product of AB is given. Now let us see the column B, average of CB and DB. So we are supposed to find out the average of CB. So this, we can take this as A and B not separate values, but rather AB could be a single quantity. AB must be a single variable that will be having any value. Maybe the AB could be a line, the length of a line, anything, any variable. Okay, so there is a single variable and single value will be stored under AB. Then on the column B we have arithmetic mean of CB and DB. So CB plus DB by 2. This is how the arithmetic mean is expressed, CB plus DB by 2. But we have to compare AB and CB plus DB by 2. So there is no connection established because there is nothing common. So clearly the values of AB is not given, with the values of CB, DB, nothing is given. So clearly the relationship between these two columns cannot be established. Option number D becomes the right answer. Now the question says column A has got a value of x minus 1, x plus 1. X minus 1, x plus 1 can be written as x square minus 1. Formula is a square minus b square is equal to a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Using this formula, we can write that x plus 1, x minus 1 is actually equal to x square minus 1. Column B has got a value of x square. So clearly we are supposed to find out x square out of x square minus 1 and x square, which will be greater. See, the thing here to understand is x square is a positive, is always going to be a positive value, because square of any negative number also gets converted into positive number. So x square is always greater than 1. So any number that is greater than 1, if you subtract 1 from it and then compare it with the same number, that is x square and x square minus 1 are getting compared, so obviously x square will be greater. X square will be always greater than x square minus 1, because in x square minus 1, 1 is getting subtracted. Okay, so clearly the value of x square is greater, so that is available in column number B. So we can clearly say that value of column B, or quantity of column B, is greater than quantity of column A. When this happens, we hit the option called as B, that is quantity in the column B is greater. Now, the question says the sum of the lengths of two sides of an isosceles triangle K is 7. Let's create an isosceles triangle and let us understand it by that situation. That this is an isosceles triangle. The property of isosceles triangle is that two sides in that triangle, particularly two sides only, are equal. Not the three, but the two sides only has to be equal. So that means let us find out. Let us say that this is a triangle ABC and they have named it as K. So let's say the name of the triangle is K, and let's say the side AB and BC are equal, and they have given the sum of the lengths of two sides is 7. So let us write AB plus BC, that is the sum of the length of two sides of isosceles triangle, that is 7. AB plus BC 7, but there is a problem here. They are not stating, they are saying sum of the length of two sides of isosceles triangle is 7, but they are not mentioning which two sides, whether the two equal side having the sum as 7, or one equal and one equal side is having the sum of 7, or which one of the out of the equal ones and which one out of the non-equal ones is having the sum of 7. That is not given. K has one of equal side of length 4. So this can help us. So we are saying this could be AB plus BC equal to 7. This could be AB plus uh, rather rather AB plus AC could also be equal to 7, sum of two equal sides. So there is a confusion between these two things, but that confusion has been died out when the next information is provided. K has one of a equal side as length 4. So if one of the equal side is 4, then the other side is also 4. So we can write AB is equal to AC is equal to 4. The length of the equal side is given as 4 and 4. Now we can find out the thing. Sum of the length of two side is 7. So obviously the next unequal side is given. So 4 plus unequal side is BC. The sum is 7. So the value of BC comes out to be 3. So we have got the length of each side now, 4, 4 and 3. This is the length of the three sides. Now the question in column A is perimeter of K. That is perimeter of the triangle. Perimeter of a triangle is given by sum of the lengths. That is AB plus BC plus CA. Okay. So we have got all the values. That is AB is 4. BC is 3 and AC is 4 again. So it becomes 7 plus 4. 11 is the length of perimeter. That could be any unit. Okay. Now what is there in column B? Column B. Column B is showing a value of 11 directly. So if we compare the column A and column B, we can easily find out that both the columns are having the same value. So both the quantities available in both the columns is actually equal. So that is what is option number C becomes the right answer this way. Now the question says, column A, S is the set of all fraction of the form n by n plus 1. Okay, where n lies between 1 to 18. Okay, both numbers included. 1 also included, 18 also included, because he's saying 1 less than equal to n. So that means n can be equal to 1 as well and equal to 18 as well. And n is a whole number. So there cannot be no rational number used, but the whole number is there. Now, the thing is, let us find out set of all the fraction of the form n by n plus 1. So if we do n by n plus 1, then the first number in this category, if we take n as 1, will be 1 by 1 plus 1. That is nothing but 1 by 2. That will be the first number. If we increase n to 2, then it will be 2 by 2 plus 1. That is nothing but 2 by 3. Similarly, if we keep on increasing, the next value will be 3 by 3 plus 1. That will be 3 by 4. So this is that form n by n plus 1. And we have to keep going till the n becomes 18. So if we see the set of such numbers, the set will contain the first value as 1 by 2. Second will be 2 by 3. Then will be 3 by 4 and so on, so on. So final value will be when n will be 18. So 18 by 19. This will be that particular set containing the values as final as this. Now, let us see the column A. Column A is suggesting what? Column A is suggesting the product of all the fractions that are in S. So let us do the product. So it will be 1 by 2 multiplied by 2 by 3 multiplied by 3 by 4 into, and it keeps on going till uh, uh, 17 by 18 into last will be 18 by 19. So this will be that product. Okay, so clearly we can see these consecutive denominators can get cancelled. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. 3 and 3 get cancelled. 4 would be cancelled by something here, and this last 18 will be cancelled by the last 18 in the numerator. So ultimately what you would have been left out with, this one, the very early one, that is 1 in the numerator, divided by the last 19. Okay, so 1 by 19 would be the product. So the ultimate product that is coming out as the final quantity of column A is 1 by 19. Let us see what we are getting in column B. We got column A as 1 by 19. What we are getting in column B? The column B is already given the value as 1 by 20. So the next information is 1 by 20. So now we are supposed to compare which is greater, 1 by 19 or 1 by 20, which is greater. So clearly the numerator values is same, that is 1, and denominator values are 19 and 20. So if in a two fractions the numerator values are same, then that fraction is bigger who has got a lesser denominator value, because when the denominator of a fraction becomes lesser, the fraction actually becomes higher. So if we compare these two fractions, we can easily see that the numerator is same. So the only thing to be decided that which fraction is greater is the denominator. So whosoever fraction is having lesser denominator, that particular fraction is the higher one.
So obviously 1 by 19 is higher than 1 by 20, greater than 1 by 20. So answer becomes option number A, which says quantity in column A is greater than quantity in column B. Now see the next one. So column A has y is equal to 3x by 4. So it is written as y is equal to 3 into x by 4, and x value is given as 2 into z by 3, and z value is already given to be 20. Okay, and if we check the column A and column B, we can easily find out that we are supposed to find out the y value in column A. So let us try to find out the y value from the information these provided. So let us see the y value. Y is equal to 3x by 4, that is 3 by 4 into x. X can value can be copied from here. So that is 3 by 4 of 2 by 3 of z. Okay, now z value can be provided from here. So y can be actually 3 by 4 into 2 by 3 into z value, that is 20. So let us solve this. So 4 can cut 20 by 5, and 3 gets cancelled. So y value comes out to be 10 as an answer. Now what is there available in column number B? The y value of 10 was available in column number A. What is available in column number B? Column B has got as a single number as 11. So we can obviously compare out of 10 and 11 which one is greater. Obviously 11 is greater. So the right answer becomes quantity in column B is greater. That is the right answer, option B. Now column A has got a particular expression to solve. Column B also has got a algebraic expression to solve. Let us solve it. Column A is having the value 0.203 into 10 square. Okay, so whenever we multiply any decimal number with the multiples of 10, then the decimal gets shifted by the same number of zeros. So it's 0.203 multiplied by 100. If you do this, the decimal will be shifted two times right, because there are two zeros available. So the number becomes 20.3. So this is the value in column number A. Column number B has got how much? 2.03 into 10. So decimal will be shifted one place right. So it will also become 20.3. So both the numbers are equal. So that's why option C is right, that quantities in both the columns are actually equal. Now, if you see question number 49 says 40% of 2500 in column number A. Let us find out. 40% of 2500 is given by 40 into 2500 divided by 100. This is how we solve this. Let us find out the value. 0 and zeros get cancelled. So you are left out with 25 into 40. 25 into 4 is 100, and one more zero comes out. So it is 1000. So column A has got a final value of 1000. Let us see what is the final value of column B. Let us check the final value of column B. What is there in column number B? So column B has got a value of 80% of 1250, 80 by 100 of 1250. Now the question says 40% of rupees 2500. That is the quantity to be solved in column A. Now we have got a different quantity also, that is will be available in column number B. So let us see the quantity of column A. 40% of 2500. 40% of 2500. That's what we are supposed to solve in column number A. X percent of Y or A percent of B is given by X percent of B is always given by A into B by 100. So that is the basic percentage problem. 40% of 2500 can be found out by 40 into 2500 divided by 100. If we solve this, then 100, then two zeros are gone. 40 into 25 we have to do. 25 4 is 100, and one more zero will come. So it is 1000. So column number A has got a final value of 1000. Let us see what is the final value of column number B. Column number B has got a mathematical expression, that is 80% of rupees 1250. So we'll solve it by the same formula, A into B by 100. So 80 into 1250 divided by 100. That's what we are supposed to solve. Let's cut this 0 by this 0 and this 0 by this 0. So 125 into 8, that's what we are supposed to solve. Okay, 125 into 8, that's what we are supposed to solve. That is nothing but again 1000. Okay, so column B has got the same value 1000 as available in column number A. So clearly if we compare, then we can say the quantities in both the columns is actually equal. So option C becomes the right answer. Now the question says column A and column B to be compared. Before that, there is a common information provided that X value is greater than 0. That X is containing all the positive values only. Okay, they may be rational number, they can be natural number, they can be any number, but has to be greater than 0 only. Okay, that is positive numbers. Now the expression says the column A has got an expression 3x square. Okay, and the column B has got an expression of 3x whole square. So there's nothing to be solved in 3x square. That is the final form. If we solve 3x whole square, 3x whole square is nothing but 9x square. Okay, so now we are supposed to compare 3x square and 9x square and find out which one is greater. As they said, x is greater than 0. So x is greater than 0. That means the x square is positive. Even if x would have been lesser than 0, then also the x square would have been positive, because square of a negative number is also a positive number. So anyhow, we are getting x in the x square, we are getting a positive number. Okay, so positive, a single positive number is getting multiplied by 3, and the same positive number is getting multiplied by 9. So obviously, which will be higher? The value which is getting multiplied by 9, it will be higher than the value that is getting multiplied by 3. So clearly the value of option B will be higher. We can do this by any example also. We can choose any x and then find out that also. Let us choose x as 1 itself. Okay, so the left hand side value will be 3 into 1 square, that is nothing but 3, and the right hand side value will be 9 into 1 square, that is also that is 9. So clearly the 9 will be greater than 3. So we can conclude to the same fact that value available in column number A, the quantity in column A is greater than the quantity in column A for all the cases when x is greater than 0. So that becomes the right answer. Quantity of column B is greater. That is the right answer, option number B.